How's everybody doing today? I'm going to show kind of a fairly quick tutorial on how to place a sleeping bag onto a couch. There's some things you can do that makes it easier, some that's going to be a little finicky, but in the end what you get is you get a sleeping bag that you can sleep on a couch, which lets you look like you're sleeping on the couch if that's what you want to do. And then you can also still sit on the couch, so it turns it into a dual purpose. It would be really cool if they would just give us the two options when you target a couch to sleep on it or sit on it, but with this kind of little trick thing you can do both. And then the one I'm actually doing in my camp, I used this thatch box, but if you haven't done nuclear winter, you probably don't have that one. The only thing I run into when you're using some of the other things to do that one is it's really finicky. But if you have like just the ratty couch and you take a regular sleeping bag, you can just find a spot that it sits on and it will just sit on there. But I find just doing that alone doesn't look that great. It doesn't really look at like it's sitting on there because it's kind of floating. But if you've seen some of my past videos on how to sync items into other items, you just need to find a spot on the ground that the item wants to start sinking into and then place it. And then you pick it up again and place it. And that will sink the item just ever. You can, tinker with this how deep you want to set it in there, but that's too deep. If you make it too deep where it's starting to pass through, if you put a rug on the ground, just a regular mat, take the item with the item stacked on top of it, place it on the mat, pick it up, place it on the mat, and do that until you get it to the height you want. I think I'm going to go back down just a smidge here. Oh, did it go too deep? Went too deep. And then just correct. And the point of this is so the sleeping bag actually sits into the couch, and it looks like it's more naturally sitting there. And then you get the double duty again. And you might play with that positioning and finding the right spot, because sometimes it gets weird. Like, you don't want to be like tucked into the couch when you're sleeping on there. You want it to look like you're naturally sleeping on the couch. So that one might take a little trial and error to get it perfect. This is the bigger couch, so it's a little easier. The method I do takes more work. So I find that it's really finicky to use this toolbox, but if you don't have the other box, this one will work. What you have to do is kind of set the couch close to it, because if you don't, normally this won't even stick to this, but you're kind of using both things to support the item. So the item is being supported by the toolbox, but also there's a plane of the couch that it's kind of sitting on too, even though it is anchored to the toolbox. Well, that time it's not. You want it definitely anchored to the toolbox. See, it's a little higher there, and it should be anchored to the toolbox. Then you set the toolbox on the couch. We naturally don't put things straight, so I never try to put anything really straight. Other than like this one, we want the sleeping bag to be pretty. Actually, yeah, I think I'll live with that. We'll center it a wee bit here. See how that overlap looks. Alright, go back just a smidge. And then let's go back a little bit. Check the alignment, looks good. And then we will take and go back to our spot in the camp. And not every place you build is going to have a spot like this, so that's something I think you should take into consideration when you build. Is if you like doing stuff like this, is finding a spot that lets you do this is really nice, because it adds a lot of flavor to a camp build. Being able to create kind of custom items, if you will. And then you can pick it up, see how your height looks. And then you go place the whole thing in your camp. And then you have a sleeping bag on a couch that you can both sit in and sleep on. So that's a pretty fun little tidbit. Hope you enjoyed this trick and it helps you learn to do some other stuff. If you did like the video, please like and subscribe. I really do appreciate it. I'm trying to get this thing going. I do stream on Twitch every single night, twitch.tv/whataboutabbob. I have been doing new camp builds on Saturdays. That will be shifting to Monday nights just because of my days off, and I might still do some building on Saturdays. Fridays is going to be variety, but sometimes I just get stuck playing this, so that's what I do. But if you did like this, definitely please like the video, and we'll catch you guys next time. Later.